Hello everyone, Anthony David is name aka Chidav, and today in this video we are going to be looking at several amazing tips. We are going to be looking at the best and the most appropriate way of harvesting your ugu. The essence of this video is so that we don't get to waste any of our ugu leaves on the field, because proper harvesting would determine if you're going to make a whole lot of profit at the end of the day. So you knowing how to properly harvest and the various techniques we have in harvesting of ugu is very key. So we're going to be considering two aspects. The first is we are going to be looking at how to properly harvest the vine, and then the next technique we are also going to be considering will be how to trim and the proper way of trimming ugu plant. So I need you to stay glued and ensure you watch this video till the end, because I'm also going to be leaving a very important note at the end of this video. I'm not going to say it in between the video. It has to wait till the very end, so you have to hold on and ensure you watch this video till the very end, because there's a particular tip I'm going to be giving you in trimming that is so very important. So right now guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do not go any further. Just smash on the subscribe button right now, turn on your notification bell, and do well to like my video. So let us dive in, and you get to see how to properly harvest your vine, as well as how to properly trim your ugu leaves so as to make the best profit from your ugu farm. So let's dive in guys. We have our ugu vine. So the first thing you need to aim at is you need to identify the nodes. This is what I refer to the nodes. I'm going to give you a closer view. This is what I refer to the nodes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes. But I'm going to be cutting from the third node like this. But the first thing you need to ensure you have is you need to have your very sharp knife. I have my sharp knife. It could be scissors, but ensure that what you are using is sharp so that you can easily cut out the vine. So I've been able to cut out this vine, so I'm going to bring you closer so you pay attention and see what I was talking about. So this is the vine, and then this is the one that is left. So I'm going to tell you something very important. Okay, good. This was the vine where we harvested from. As you can see, it is still very fresh. So I told you this is one node, this is another node, and this is another node. So the nodes are more like the growing point where new vines are going to grow out from. So these ones have just been harvested. So from the look of things, they were harvested about 3 days ago, and they are already emerging. So how should they harvest to make more money from the ugu field? If you pay attention closely, I told you how to harvest the last time. So harvesting is one. Harvesting is you ensure you leave out about 2 to 3 nodes for the new seeds to emerge. But then if you pay attention, you discover that we have a couple of clustering. You have a couple of very deep, and okay, if you pay attention to these various ugu plants, you discover that we have some older leaves and we have the newly emerging ones here. So the older leaves, which is really what I'm particular about now, has to undergo what is known as trimming. We have to trim out these older leaves. How do you trim it? By cutting out this part. So once you trim the older leaves, what happens once you trim or you take out the older leaves? You are taking it out not to throw them away, but rather to sell them. We have customers who specifically come to buy these older leaves from you because it's just the leaves they will get from you. So now I've been able to trim. Do you observe anything here? I've been able to trim this one, and after trimming, what happens? There's a lot of space now. There's a lot of space around the ugu plant. Now if you pay attention to this ugu plant, there's a lot of space for it in terms of you can see the root of the ugu, and what this means is that it will be easier for the new vines to emerge. Look at a couple of new vines around here. If you pay attention, there's a new vine there trying to emerge. So now that we have trimmed, so the sunlight will get to those newly emerging vines and they would emerge faster than when they were covered by the older leaves, which can then be sold, yes, to people who buy this one specifically. So people who want to use ugu as dry, who want dry ugu or sell ugu as dry, these are the ones they buy. They buy the older leaves because they are firmer, and people who eat ugu fresh tend to buy the tender leaves, which would grow out of the newly emerging vines as you have it here. So that is what you do in your ugu field to ensure you get the best out of it. So once you're able to trim, the ugu would grow faster. If you want to harvest every 10 days, this is practices you have to ensure you do when you are harvesting. You also get people who will trim the ugu leaves so that you have more space for air penetration, so that air can get to the newly emerging vines. If you pay attention closely, you see newly emerging vines from here. You see the newly emerging vines around here. So these guys are going to come out really faster than when you had these older leaves all covering the newly emerging vine. So that is what you have to do. And then once this will then be sold, of course you sell it to the marketers who would very glad to come. But I've just showed you how to trim. You ensure you trim out the older leaves and then allow for space, air penetration, which will then allow the new vines to emerge and grow faster. So that is it about ugu trimming, and then what needs to be done to improve the productivity of the already very productive ugu field. Of course, there's always something to do to ensure that the ugu they do a whole lot more. So I'm also going to be talking about the ugu variety that I always recommend to my clients. So I'm going to be talking about the ugu variety that I always recommend to my clients. If you see these ones now, the newly emerging vines are doing well, and you can see they're already shooting out from different parts, and that is what happens when you trim. So there's only space for them to then come out and then grow so well. So that's it on how to make your already very productive ugu field to even be more productive. So you make more money from trimming aside the harvesting. It's also a form of harvesting. Trimming is a form of harvesting, but then you are not cutting the vines, rather you are cutting out the older leaves that are left on the vines that you left to then produce the new vines. Yeah, I hope you got that. I said the trimmed leaves. Now the leaves you're going to be trimming are the leaves that were left on. Let me show you. Let's say this is an old vine. So from this vine, new vines are going to emerge from the nodes. So the leaves that were left on the old vine are the ones you trim. So you trim out the leaves that were left on the old vines. So once you trim them out, you allow for the new emerging vines to grow so very quickly, and then you go sell these leaves that you have cut out from the old vine. Yeah. All right, so that's it guys. That's it about how to make your already very productive field to be even more productive. So we are drawing the curtain at this point. All right, so that was an amazing time, guys. On the field, we were able to see the various techniques that were so needed in properly harvesting ugu. Cutting of the vine, we saw how to properly harvest the vine, cut the vine or harvest the vines, and we also saw how to properly trim the ugu leaves. Now this is the tip I have for you, so that you don't kill your ugu at the end of the day. Please, when you trim your ugu leaves, do not completely trim all the leaves, because once you do that, you would have successfully killed your ugu plant. So always ensure you leave a couple of leaves out, so that the plant can always convert or process food through photosynthesis through the available leaves, okay, because they have a way of feeding through their leaves. So do not completely trim out all the leaves of the ugu plant. You see, it was such an amazing tip. So guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, do well to smash on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, as well as like this video. Hey, two videos right now are going to be appearing on your screen. Do well to smash on one of those videos and go watch another amazing content from Chidavagriculturalhub. Peace.